All right, ladies and gentlemen, Fab's in the house. And today I've got a beautiful piece here with me. This is the Custom Knife Factory Snafu 2.0. And we're gonna analyze the visual, auditory, and kinesthetic aspects of this blade. So basically how it looks, how it sounds, and how it feels. So let's get started. This is the Snafu 2.0, collaboration between Canadian knife maker Peter Rasenti and the CKF Custom Knife Factory Russian manufacturer. This is the production version of Peter Rasenti's Snafu, which is a custom knife. Peter has his books closed now. You cannot order anything from him. So it's your only chance to find one is on the secondary market, as well as this guy being discontinued and only available on the secondary. So let's have a look at the visual aspects of this beautiful integral knife. As you can see, the handle is integral. There are no screws, no scales. It's just one solid chunk of titanium milled out to create this beautiful looking solid handle. You can see here that this is number 270. So this is a limited run of 400 pieces, and they engraved the number on the flipper tab. So that's a really, really cool detail. Overall, this look is quite aggressive. It reminds me of assault weapon or some kind of military grade aggressive machine gun, and in fact snafu, it's a military term which means situation normal all fucked up. So as you can see, there's some sharp corners over here. Jimping is aggressive here. On the back for the reverse grip, you have another jimping. You've got these beautifully milled grooves on the handle. I mean, the only, let's say, elegant, classy touch is this mokutai pivot collar, which gives a little splash of color to this overall quite clean but aggressive look. It is quite compact to for a 4-inch blade, because the design is beautifully done. Like, as you can see, the profile, it's quite thin, and it helps to give an overall compact look to this knife. Beautifully designed is the pocket clip. As you can see, has a really low profile with a pretty strong clip tension to keep your knife secured in your pocket. There are no tool marks on the handle whatsoever. At least I cannot see with my naked eye. They did an amazing job. Another cool touch is the subtle logo over here for CKF and for Peter Rasenti here on the back. So it's unobtrusive. It's subtle. It's there. It's just beautifully thought. When you open the knife, you can admire this blade. Look at this. This is a vapor blast finish. They call it a CKF finish, but it's a vapor blast primary bevel over here. They vapor blasted the fuller and the swedge up top here. As you can see, the flats are hand rubbed satin to create a nice contrast between these shiny flats and the matte look around. It gives this really tall blade a unique look, super clean. It's sterile. It's just a gorgeous thing. And also this kind of finish serves to hide any marks you're gonna produce while cutting stuff. So it can conceal some use. So it's very beautiful. It has a great look. The blade design is one of the sexiest design out there. I love this angle that creates over here. You have a beautiful belly and a flat here. That's your sharpening slash finger choil. In fact, you can choke it up like this and use this divot up here, or just use like a recessed position, just a little bit on the back, and use the jimping up top here. As you can see, the blade has these two thumb studs, which serve as well as stop pin. As you can see, the blade stops itself when this thumb studs are making contact over here with the handle. You can notice that there's a mark right there, and that's caused by the thumb stud hitting the handle only on this side, not on this side, because as you can see, the lock bar is a little bit recessed to allow your thumb to disengage the lock. So it's being produced just right there. Other couple marks are up here, and this is caused by the same thumb stud just hitting this quite sharp part of the knife. You cannot have this knife without these marks, because it's like it's the nature of this blade design to produce this kind of marks. You can have one knife with lots of things going on, but being really simple at the same time. In fact, construction is extremely simple. Just one pivot screw here, and you have disassembled the knife. You just unscrew this one, take it out, and the blade is popping out. So really, really straightforward and simple disassembly, because the design is so simple. You've got, of course, like 2 screws here for the pocket clip, but overall the construction is just it's really simple. Another little detail that I'm in love with, it's right here. As you can see, this side of the blade is completely flush with the handle, and it's beautifully chamfered. Every edge has been machined beautifully, rounded off so it doesn't hurt, and it's quite pleasant to the touch, except for these two pointy part here. So overall, jimping here is not aggressive. Here is a little bit more, but beautifully balanced design. Blade handle ratio, it's lovely. I just love it. So let's hear some sounds, because the Snafu produces a really distinctive noise when opens. So hear this out. Come on guys, one more time. This is a solid, loud clunk. It's a little bit intimidating, but this is a tactical knife. This noise it makes when you open the blade, it's super solid. It's like bank vault closing noise. It's just solid, just a little bit scary. But when you close the knife, look at that. Solid, scary, and the closing noise, it's like a couple of champagne flutes clinking together when you cheer with your buddies. It's a high-pitched sound, really elegant. The opposite of the opening sound. Opening and closing. And this sound is, of course, being produced by the thumb studs hitting on the handle and creating like this resonance all around the frame of the blade while it opens like that in this spot, while it closes right there. So it's just a unique sound. No other knife can make this sound. It's a joy to hear, just incredible. So let's analyze a little bit the feeling you get when you handle the blade. Because this is an overall big knife, it's not a small one, but it's lightweight. And in the hand, it feels smaller than it is. You can see that the blade is quite tall. The handle is relatively narrow. So when you feel, when you have the knife in your hand, it feels smaller. Also, the construction, it's very interesting because it's like almost like a rectangle. And when you handle the knife, there's no way this can rotate or twist in your hand. It's going to be securely in place because of the design. And it's not going to create any hot spots because of the chamfering going all around and the beautiful low profile pocket clip right here. There's no hot spots whatsoever. This area here is well rounded. The only sharp edges are this jimping here, which is functional. I mean, it serves to create some grip, some traction, so your thumb won't slip if you need to perform some heavy duty tasks. If you can choke up the blade a little bit like this, so use a little bit more forward position, so choke up, finger choke, use the finger choke, your thumb is gonna slide up into this divot kind of here, which by the way is super smooth, like beautifully chamfered, and you can just increase your precision in your carving tasks. Just a stunning piece. The action is the most insane action on a flipper. Look at that. This blade just flies open. It's super fast. It's incredible. This guy runs on ceramic bearings. They're caged, but you cannot see, maybe, no, you can't see, but there's steel washers sandwiched between, oh, maybe right here. Yeah, these are steel washers between the handle and the bearing. So the bearing, the ceramic bearing, they don't rub against the titanium, creating friction. They are up against stainless steel, which creates way less friction. And that is why the action is just phenomenal. That's why it's so fast. And that is why the closing action is buttery smooth. There's no wiggle needed to close the blade. Look at this. It just falls shut as you rotate the handle. It's just incredible. There's no effort needed to close this blade. It's a little bit guillotine kind of feel, so you have to be careful because it can close on your finger if you have them in the path. But overall, the action is the highlight of this knife. It's something that I really, really love. When you use nano oil with this combo of washers and bearings, you reach some excellence. I think this is probably among the best production knives ever made by a human being. You have couple deployment options. Of course, my preferred one is just the light switch like this. You can use the thumb stud like that with your thumb to thumb flick. Of course, you can just use the fuller and just gently open it up with two hands. And I mean, you have a few options over here, but regardless of the method you're gonna use, you're gonna have this solid thunk combined to the buttery smooth and the champagne clink at the end. So really an overall beautiful action for a super easy to carry blade, but also very suitable to perform heavy duty tasks. So there you have it. This is my review of the Custom Knife Factory Snafu 2.0. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Thanks for watching and stay tuned.